For years, MLB The Show has been a series known for its incremental upgrades, otherwise small changes which generally increase the overall quality of a title, which is already quality. After playing the game for the last week, let's start with the obvious. The show is still the show. There isn't a giant game-changing upgrade that makes this year's game feel like something completely new in every way. But before you check out and cast the show as yet another collection of small tweaks, here is the catch. The sheer amount of changes, be they under the hood, visual, or mode related, collectively make this the best and most improved MLB The Show of this generation. When it comes to the gameplay, the game feels pretty much like it always has. It's the same baseball game which we have been able to play for the last two generations of consoles. However, this is probably the best playing version of the show on PS4. Everything seems responsive this year, which is probably due to the new animations and tweaks to user input. You always feel in control. Miss your mark and you suffer the consequence, be it hitting, pitching, fielding, etc. Hit your mark though, and good things do happen. When it comes to the gameplay of the show, this is baseball, plain and simple. You won't feel like you aren't getting to play an almost true-to-life simulation at any point in the show. Now, when it comes to the other changes in the game, perhaps the biggest changes have come with the game's presentation. Thanks to a new physical-based rendering system, everything does look a little bit different, but better. The way surfaces reflect light is now varied. The various textures all look different as well. It doesn't seem like a big deal at first. You may not even notice the changes, but it adds to the ambiance of the game of baseball, and it makes things look very natural. Multiple new animations are also in the game, as well as distinct home run celebrations, as well as new player interactions. There are still some problem areas, unfortunately. Wall interactions, well, they're still not great, and you will sometimes get a player stuck in an animation, like the infamous jog to the bag animation, which has cost an out or two in the history of this series for sure. Sounds of the Show is also back, so rejoice audiophiles, that's great news. The modes in MLB The Show 16 all have some form of improvements within them. The biggest benefactor this year is Road to the Show. The biggest and best improvement in this mode is easily the ability to play an entire series of games without jumping back to the main menu. This makes sense on a variety of levels, and it just adds a whole new level of enjoyment to the game. Sitting down and playing through a month is easier than ever. We're simply big fans of this addition. Showtime is another new feature which essentially slows down your player's biggest moments, by your choice by the way, so you can execute diving catches, clutch throws, and key hits. This feature feels like a natural evolution of the button catching added a few years ago. And while some may scoff at the arcadey nature of this, guest pitch is still in the game, and I don't see anyone complaining there too loudly. Also, Showtime is completely optional. In fact, we felt worried about this as well, and, well, it just seems to have worked. It feels very seamless, and Showtime just enhances the core gameplay of Road to the Show. As far as the new perk system, not sold yet on this. They aren't overpowered, and they do work with your existing stats. Perks are optional though and don't ruin anything, just like Showtime. Franchise mode has seen the least amount of changes, but the changes which were introduced are important. Increased stat tracking is just incredibly important for a game like baseball, and the new 20 to 80 rating scale, it's just so much better. Trade Finder is better as well and adds more than just a couple of new trades. So you can, shop around a player a little bit easier. There are now more owner goals as well, a new morale system, and some new financial options. These are all good additions. Overall, franchise mode is beginning to feel, though, like it's a little bit behind other games. Relocation and expansion, a stadium builder, more unique goals, even just the ability to update uniforms would all be great. If franchise does have a problem, it definitely is not with depth, but rather the mode just feels a little static. On the other hand, Diamond Dynasty feels almost completely brand new. There are 2 new modes related to Diamond Dynasty, Battle Royale and Conquest, which allow you to, well, it gives you a new way to build up your squad, build up your points, etc. And, well, Diamond Dynasty, we're going to have a lot more on this mode in later videos. Okay, so let's get down to it. Overall, we've had MLB The Show 16 for a week. And while the jury is still out on how online play ends up working out, what Diamond Dynasty is like in the long haul, we've been experiencing new things each and every day with this game. Simply put, MLB The Show 16 is great. There's a ton to do in MLB The Show 16, and with the new additions into the core gameplay, we just simply highly recommend this title to anybody remotely interested in the game of baseball. Run, don't walk, and pick this one up.